Hello folks, welcome to another daily Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. Once again, we are going to skip my initial comment because really at the moment everything like a never-ending story. Well, at least the debt stupid issue in the US looks like it's done, so one thing less on the table. I have, you know, my opinion about that. It was, to be honest, for me, absolutely clear that would happen. Yeah, and so nothing big to talk about. Just that it was clear that the outcome would be just an agreement. Markets will react positive, at least the stock markets. Related to Bitcoin, we are still trading and dancing around the still dancing here on around the GRE trend line. The magnet still is the magnet, so every single time we are just breaking to the downside, then you can see that they are really dancing around there every single time. They retrace afterwards, then push up once again, and so on and so forth. I'm also noticing that Ethereum is making better progress at the moment than Bitcoin. We need to see. We really just need to see, because I'm still expecting here a sharp price move. Now for the next at least 5 hours, it seems we will not see anything, but afterwards, so once again in the night, I guess something big will happen. We will go down once again, we will go up. That's something we need to see if that's going to happen, because we had this deviation so many times right now and just in the past as well. That's why this GRE trend line, you should be extremely careful here. So let us go forward and check what's happening to the on-chain data. At the moment, we can see that the wage ratio is lifting up once again, and that explains why the wage ratio is maintaining above of 50%. Okay, that wasn't really a straight line, but you know what I mean. So, but anyway, very unchanged here. We went up hard, then declined, now lifting up a little bit, but nothing big. So when I have such a situation, usually what I like to do is to go directly to the 1 hour time frame of the wage ratio, because that gives you a better view in the short term what we should expect next. If we take a look, it seems we had a bigger outflow today related to Bitcoin. So if we check here, for example, we see that the wage ratio is not dumping anymore, but it's letting the price go up. That's what happened here. So when we finally went down once again, the weights stopped or reduced the volume of the Bitcoin they sent. Afterwards, we pushed up and they started to distribute again. But it looks very controlled at the moment. The wage ratio 1 hour time frame is 93%. And that's also what we can see here. It went up to 90%. The price started to react. The sell pressure rised. Then it declined, indicating, okay, we can flip here, and now lifting up. And now the wage ratio 30 hours moving average is lifting up once again, indicating that they are sending once again Bitcoins to centralized exchanges. If we check the stablecoin reserves on centralized exchanges on the other part, we see that it also started to lift up from here, and now it's declining. So be careful from here in the short term. That also could indicate we go once again down a little bit, or at least that's what's indicating when we see such a cash out in stablecoins. But we need to check the remaining data. So let us go. And here we go. I don't see for today. I see once again a bigger outflow. For example, here 5,200 Bitcoins. We received a bunch of stablecoins since, well, I would say, yeah, almost, let's say, since yesterday. So also indicating that we're preparing then afterwards another. I mean, if we take a look here, it looks once again like a double bottom, stupid formation. I don't like the double tops, double bottoms, and so on. I like more creative things like the dancing frog, or the head and shoulders woman under the shower, or anyway, yeah, it's fine. So at the moment, also here, nothing big. Saying at the moment just that we received today a little bit more stable constantly, it seems, then cashed out. And we had, it seems, also bigger. No, they are absorbing all bitcoins arriving on centralized exchanges at the moment, it looks like. So let us go to the next chapter. So if we check the future market, then we need to check a little bit also the trend here. We see that from here, that was May 29th, the funding rate declined. So the trend was declining. Then from, I would say, June 1st, we started to lift up, and now it's declining. At the moment, looks it's lifting up. So it's neutral. They started to demand a little bit more short, but that's almost what it's indicating at the moment. We need to see what's going to happen next. If we check the open interest instead, the open interest followed the funding rate, so it declined, and then it started to push up. If we go more in detail, it looks like that's what the open interest did. If we check the leverage ratio, for example, leverage ratio, well, it started here, it went up, it declined a lot, it went up a lot, it declined once again, and that's what it's doing. Consistent, at least with almost in the last part with the open interest just before. You can see we had we came from a situation where we had a bigger open interest, then leverage ratio started to lift up, and the open interest declined at the same time. So, but that's at least what we can see here. If we check, for example, here, the stablecoins to derivative exchanges, once again, looking like they are cashing out while the funding rate started to decline. And also here, for example, we see that we are receiving, once again, more bitcoins to derivative exchanges. And yeah, obviously, they want to trade more, it seems, more with bitcoins than with stablecoins at the moment. If we check the aggregated leverage ratio, is still in trend, is lifting up, while the open interest, well, I would say a different angle, doesn't look that bullish. At least it's lifting up. It's also in a positive trend, but making less progress than the leverage ratio, and the funding rate maintains positive, also indicating they are still demanding more longs than shorts. If we take a look, for example, here to yesterday's liquidation, they liquidated yesterday 622 bitcoins in longs and 200 bitcoins in shorts. Now, if we take a look to the Bitcoin whispers, once again, we are 68 to 32 and 54 to 46 related to Ethereum. I don't know why Ethereum future traders, or at least the data provided by Blockchain Whispers, always, in my opinion, looks healthier. That's unbalanced, indicating too much longs, less shorts. I mean, that's a crazy ratio here. But also on Bitfinex, they declined the shorts. So now we are trading with 40 millions and we receive more longs. And the question is, since when? Since few hours, or that's something I really don't know. If we now check Fail to load, yeah, come on. If we, for example, check here the Binance leverage liquidation clusters. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit. I need to rest a little bit. We need to see that the biggest liquidation cluster once again is on the short side and even relatively close to our current price. I mean, we are talking about 27,800. While the biggest one would be here still in the lower side, so low leverage with 40,000. On the long side, the highest liquidation cluster is at 21.3, or here, for example, at 18, 18.5, whatever. So it looks like even, I think, yeah, on the high leverage, it's still on the shorts, on the short side, I guess, right? No, it's on the long side, indicating we can go down to 26.7, indicating we could just yeah, go down by few $100, but that's it. That's really it. And it's relatively big if we take into account that we have 120 millions as a maximum liquidation cluster, and we have here 25 millions, indicating almost 20 millions, one liquidation cluster, also indicating they are using at the moment more leverage to push up the price. So that's it from here. Let us go forward. So what we see here is on Binance, BTC USDT relatively stable. At least they are now stabilizing, but it doesn't look bullish at the moment. The aggregated BTC USDT, it's once again, I don't know how is that possible that they are just driving the markets with USD, BUSD, and futures, because Tether is not indicating anything big. At least on CBD, it's not indicating they are buying more than selling. While with BUSD and at the same time with USD, the difference, BUSD maintains up and USD looks like they are distributing, while coin margin contracts, so those futures where we use BTC as collateral, they are doing exactly the same what BUSD is doing, and also the stablecoin margin contracts. So it seems that someone on Binance is still driving the market. Cumberland, welcome. Anyway, so yeah, that's almost it. That's Binance. Once again, we see what Bitfinex is doing. Bitfinex used the opportunity to distribute here more and more and more. We can see what they are doing. They are distributing. It's crazy to see that, but it looks like they are just really very bearish on Bitcoin, or using the opportunity to sell on a stable price to push up the price afterwards, to take the gains and then push up once again. But Bitfinex CBD doesn't look bullish at all. On Bybit, a little bit volatile, a little bit up, down, at the moment up, but also a little bit, I wouldn't say they are driving the market, even it looks like a little bit, not that bad in volume. Coinbase, well, we have talked about the USD lifted up and declining, while the price is also just maintaining. Bitstamp pushing up, like Kraken, and Gemini, I guess, doing the same. Yeah, exactly. Just doing the same, doing the opposite. While the price is declining, they started to buy more. Now we are going to check sentiment. Let us go just a little bit here. Wow. Ooh. Okay. Very green at the moment. Okay, that looks really, really green at the moment, at least in sequences. It looks like more down than up, to be honest. Only if the exchanges want to give you some money for free. If we take a look here, also, for example, whales at the moment not doing anything, absolutely anything big. Also interesting that it moves in sequences here. It seems that certain hours in the day are more weights friendly. Exchange inflows, finally we had a big one here, almost 520 millions went to centralized exchanges and no bigger outflow. So usually also indicating the price should go more up. And we see here also that the supply on exchanges, the stablecoin supply is lifting up by those 500 millions. It's not that much, to be honest. So if we go now to the entities, we can see everything is fine. Retail is declining a little bit, here maintaining, here declined, market maker lifting up. Why this declining? Usually both correlates together. And above of 100,000, yeah, these guys, so nothing to see here. If we now check the count of wallets, we see from 0 to 1 that even here retail stopped. Here also no progress, here declining, market maker lifted up, and here declined. So as mentioned, they are reducing balances and sending and converting to market maker entities, and nothing else changed here. Now let us check if the market maker, because they were sending bigger amounts to centralized exchanges. And we see here, for example, we received just a few hours ago 1,000 bitcoins by the market maker, but nothing big. I forgot to reply. IT Tech just mentioned that CryptoQuant was just adding new miners, and that's why the whole reserves changed. I missed that, but however, it seems, and I guess that we have bigger outflows here. Today 4,700, yesterday almost 8, and the day before 12,300. If we take here the weights ratio, we see that Bitfinex weights ratio is hitting 97%, so indicating that Bitfinex weights are sending more bitcoins to centralized exchanges. We see that Bitstamp is also lifting up. We see that Coinbase is also lifting up, and OKEx at the same time. So at least there we should maybe notice some sell pressure. If we take a look here, for example, that's the funds. So we see that the balances of the fund holdings are also declining more and more, usually also indicating that the institutional demand is declining. If we check, for example, here, the trading volume ratio, spot versus derivative, is stabilizing. I guess also because the leverage of futures are rising up. And that's it. Let us go forward. So if we take a look here, for example, nothing big changed. The only thing is that Coinbase reinforced the wallet 26.5. It's relatively big for Coinbase. And reinforced a little bit at 24 as well, and even lower. So we need to be a little bit careful. However, I would like to see first 28 or maybe a little bit lower, 27.5, before more down. That's something we need to check. But that's on Coinbase. Bitstamp. On Bitstamp, also here, for example, they are bringing more liquidity to the downside, also lower than 24. We still can go a little bit more up, but that's mainly it. On Binance BTC USDT, you can see that the trading range at the moment between 26.5 and 28. So we can go up. They opened here a little window, but you can see we have here a lot of buy orders and we have here a lot of sell orders at the same time, reinforcing even to the upside. It's going to be on both sides, so it's absolutely not clear here what exactly they have in mind, to be honest. So now BTC BUSD, also here doing exactly the same, for example at 25.7. Now Bitfinex BTC USD, on Bitfinex nothing happening. OKEX nothing. Now Kraken, on Kraken, for example here 26.1 and 28.2, but also everything relatively unchanged. And that's the last spot one, also nothing to see on BitMEX. And now we start with derivatives as usual with Bybit. And on Bybit we see, for example here, absolutely nothing. Now with USDT, with Tether, also nothing. Now once again here on Binance, looks like they're waiting here to short up to 27.7, but also here to long at 26.5. So it looks like they want to revisit 26.5 at the moment. Now with BUSD also waiting here at 27.5. Bitfinex derivatives, they are waiting here now at 25.9, and here some liquidity waiting at 28 to short. Kraken futures, nothing. OKEX futures still waiting here at 25.5. And Deribit, and on Deribit they removed the wall finally here, and they are here waiting now between something like 24. Once again it could play out like, I mentioned so many times that just the price will just go down to 24, 23 or something. That's something we need to see, but it wouldn't be a big thing, it seems. Maybe they're going to surprise me, but that's how it looks right now. So let us go forward.